welcome in 1-0 to our first major pay-per-view of the new KEW season. It is, of course, the HMV Steelbook Scrap, as you like, and it is our first inaugural chance to really get things going properly in the KEW. We have, of course, been building up to this one for some time in the KEW, with having the HMV elimination matches leading us to this inevitable point. And we're just double checking that we have the stream up and running, and once we know that we definitely have, we will get things kicked off and ready to go. Give me just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a few technical issues here. And there we are. I can see that we are in fact live and broadcasting perfecto. Then let's get things kicked off. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get things started here with what promises to be an interesting one straight out of the gate, seeing the BFG take on the Witch Mother and her brood. Here it is then, the HMV arena, looking resplendent as it is, purpose built just for this one event. And here comes the sexual magnate of the KEW, strutting his stuff down to the ring. 600 pounds of pure love muscle. The fans are here to see and witness. The woman in the front row, look at that, she was standing up, legs akimbo as she sat down. She knew what she was ready for the BFG to make his way down her ramp and into the arena, as it were. Here he comes then, the big fella. This will be a real test for him here. The Witch Mother, a gnarly veteran in the ring, and she has, of course, proved difficult and a dangerous customer for many in the KEW, putting many out of commission in her time so far in the KEW, not least of all, of course, the Cyclops, who she battled hardly with before putting him out with a major injury, and Jeans, who she put out with a knee injury, which is why I've not seen either of those in the KEW for a few weeks. You'll have to excuse my voice as well, ladies and gentlemen, if it sounds a little different today. I am nursing somewhat of a cold, but we figured we might as well get locked in for this one here, as it looks like it's going to be an absolute classic. The BFG ready to roll in this one. The big fella with little hip thrusts, the casual seismic hip shimmy as well. And here then, as the arena descends mostly into darkness, but for the bright white on the stage, maybe only to counterbalance the lights in the arena from the KEW fans, their torches on their phones lit up, ready to welcome in the members of the Coven. There will of course only be Miss Kasuj in this match, but it is a no-holds-barred match, which does mean and the rest of the Coven members will be lurking on the outside, ready to get involved as and when they're needed to help protect their glorious leader, the Witch Mother. 100 pounds of featherweight muscle. She is, though, one of the most dangerous technical wrestlers in the KEW. She is a master of submissions, if you like, a title that, of course, Benji was eager to have to himself. Miss Kasuj has proved that she has some deadly submissions in her arsenal, able to really work the limbs of any KEW athlete she faces off against and really try and put their careers in doubt in the future in the KEW. She takes her seat in the rocking chair and snuffs out the light on her lantern, and the lights come up in the KEW's HMV Steelbook Arena. One has to question if it was a wise move by the BFG to send James the Cat into the back room and to come down on his own here with the rest of the Coven. James the Cat, though, does have his own match coming up later this evening, and the BFG and James the Cat have obviously decided to do things their own ways, at least for this pay-per-view here. If she gets on her knees and worships her Dark Lord with some dark power she hopes can imbue her and set her on her course to victory here. The KEW faithful there in the crowd, fired up and ready. The women in the front row, eager to see the BFG in action. He is a man, of course, knows how to mix it up, and was no stranger to being able to get out the ring and whip out whatever arsenal of weapons he can find in and under the ring. He was, of course, the first KEW's Hardcore Champion, defeating another member of the Coven in that inaugural match for the Hardcore Championships, and he's started pretty swiftly here. Looks the Witch Mother on top with a few swift chops, but here the Witch Mother looks like battling back against the BFG. Big chop to the arms there around the ears of the BFG, but he shoves her down to the ground, and the Witch Mother in a spot above her already. The BFG might want to consider, though, not getting out of the ring here. Big power bomb there onto the Witch Mother and puts her on the floor, and he started eagerly here, and you have to say the weight difference between the two could be a real factor in this one. They're two athletes who've not really come across each other too much in the KEW. Normally the Witch Mother leaves these smaller matches to her cohorts in the Coven, and she's elected here to step into the ring herself and try and take on the BFG, who's now got a shovel out from under the ring. And look at this, Miss Tash up to the corner. Oh, looked like she was checking on her leader there, as the BFG's taking the shovel straight to the Witch Mother's face. She gets it off him now, though, and hooks it in with the headlock here, trying to choke the life out of him using those powerful sinewy arms she has, but the BFG throws her out of it straight onto that shovel, and she's slow back to her feet there, and the BFG with a big shot to the guts and another big headbutt there, trying to really go after the Witch Mother in the early going here. She whips him into the ropes now. Under she goes, over she goes, and the big elbow there doesn't quite knock him down. Now jumps on him, and then spinning face buster there, sending the BFG down to the matting. Lets him get back to his feet now. Big right or left-hander there. Right-hander, sorry, from the Witch Mother. Has hold of him now. Drops the elbow square across the chest, and she'll look to recover from her lackluster early form here and maybe try and get things going in the remainder of the match. Big knee to the face as the BFG rolls to the outside right in front of Miss Tash and the Plower. Miss Tash has hold of him, throws him back in the ring. The Witch Mother went flying out of the ring there to try and make a connection with the BFG, and Miss Tash threw the BFG back out of the way. Poor coordination from the Coven, and Miss Tash has, of course, been accused in the past of getting in the way of Coven business, and that won't have helped her in her ploy maintain her status in the Coven, as the BFG springs back to his feet and lifts the Witch Mother now high onto his shoulders, but a few elbows there get the Witch Mother down and out of trouble. I thought she might have been in a spot of bother there. Whips him into the corner now, and a big clothesline there sends the big fella down to the mat. She goes for the cover now. 1, 2, just a 2 count there though, ladies and gentlemen. The Witch Mother a little bit left yet for the BFG. Gets the shovel now that he introduced to her, gives him a shovel shot right in the guts and goes for another cover. Just a 1 count there though. The BFG says, if the 2 count didn't put me away last time from that clothesline, then the 1 count from the shovel shot's not going to help you. Witch Mother now slow back into the corner. The BFG with all the room to run over, and oh, the big splash in the corner, crushing the vital organs of the Witch Mother, and she's down now, and he might be time. He's slapping the chest, he's pumping the arm. You can see the Ploughman looking on intently from the outside. Big elbow drop there as he gets funky with a bit of caterpillar movement. Picking up the shovel now, looking to take it to the Witch Mother as he gives him the shovel to the arm. Goes for the cover himself to put the match away. 1, 2, just a 2 count there though. The Witch Mother throws a shoulder up at the last minute, and the BFG now picks the Witch Mother up back to her feet and tosses her across the ring. He's picked up from his early form here in the opening match of this HMV Steelbook pay-per-view. The Witch Mother springboards back to her feet, but it's too slow into the corner. Oh, the BFG dives towards her, the big shoulder charge there, and that's a lot of shoulder to come down, and moves out of the way though. Does the Witch Mother of the stomp and gets the kick in to the back of the knee, and perhaps this is the momentum shifter she needs in the KEW. Now she's saying to the BFG, back to your feet anytime, Sonny. Big knee to the face there, sends him back down as he rolls out of the ring, and the Witch Mother might go and look for some ordnance under the ring now. She's slow round the corner here, and it looks like Miss Tash is giving a talking to the referee, and he might be saying to her, get out of here in your own time. Furious shots on the other side of the ring. You can see though from the Witch Mother here, Miss Tash saying, I'm not going anywhere, son, as the Witch Mother goes for the eye gouge there on the BFG as he's slow back to his feet. More furious chops here from the Witch Mother, and a big headbutt there. I think the referee's done trying to deal with Miss Tash for now on the outside. He gets the arm now, goes for the shoulder muscles of the big fella. getting hold of the head and wrenching here again. Maybe going for that eye gouge with those sharp talon-like nails that she has. The neon green on them. Whips now. Oh, reverse though from the BFG. Sends the Witch Mother into the steps and he goes for the stomp on the back. And I'm surprised at this point that neither the Ploughman or Miss Tash has come round the ring to get involved here. He throws the Witch Mother towards the steps, but no connection there. She was lucky to avoid that one. Could have been disaster for us. The BFG now gets hold of her and whips her back in the ring. And he might look to put things away once and for all. Has the Witch Mother in the centre of the ring now. Goes for the cover on top of the shovel. Just a 1 count there though. The Witch Mother swiftly kicking out of that one, but slow back to her feet as she's slammed back down by the BFG. She now rolls towards the ropes where her acolytes stand, watching on. The BFG gets hold of her, whips her into the ropes. Off the ropes he goes himself, sends her down to the ground with a big forearm smash, and then slowly picks her back up with a big knee to the face, and she connects with a shovel on the floor as she falls into it. Almost Sideshow Bob-esque. Another massive headbutt from the BFG, and he's looking now like he's going to put things away anytime. Big stomp here. Gets hold of the Witch Mother and then slams her down face first. And look at that, you can see the acolytes on the outside not happy with the damage that the BFG is doing. He's not getting out of the ring to go and face Miss Tash, though. She causes a little bit of a distraction. That allows the Witch Mother to get back on top here. Goes for the cover now, does the Witch Mother. 1, 2, just a 2 count there though. She thought she'd done enough to maybe sneak the victory whilst the BFG was distracted by her acolytes on the outside. She gets hold of him again now and whips him into the corner again. That turnbuckle uncovered. That must have been what one of the acolytes was doing in that corner. Maybe Miss Tash went up and took the turnbuckle cover off. She sends him flying into it, and a big headbutt there sends the BFG down to the floor, rolling around on top of that shovel now. Here's another massive headbutt, sends him down to the ground. It looks like Miss Tash, the Witch Mother might have split open the BFG there with the numerous Glasgow kisses, if you like. Numerous headbutts to the forehead, and he's now proceeding to bleed heavily in the ring. Oh, he goes for the low blow, and down goes the Witch Mother, straight in the Lady Giblets. Oh, he's gone for the cover, but look at this. The Ploughman's distracting the referee. He says to the referee, don't you dare turn around and get the count in. That was easily a 6 or 7 count, and look at this. The BFG not happy with that. The Witch Mother has got away with them there. We've seen the low blow put many an athlete away in the KEW. Big headbutt there from the BFG, trying to maybe spread the blood onto the Witch Mother. That might only power her up though. Now look at this, he's being distracted again by the acolytes on the outside. Miss Tash, it looks like, is giving him a talking to, and the Witch Mother's up from behind and gets hold of him. A big shot to the spine, whips him into the corner, then goes, misses completely, and now she's hanging upside down in a tree of woe like in the corner. Big stomp from the BFG, but kicks her way out of it and flips down. She got a little fortunate there not to be called out. And the big clothesline sends the BFG down to the ground. She might now look to drag him out of the corner and potentially put this one away if she can get one of those deadly submission moves locked in. You can see the BFG's face bleeding profusely, ladies and gentlemen. Now look at this, rolls him over, and she might go for the submission move here. Got the arms hooked up, trying to wrench the shoulders of the BFG. Is he going to tap, ladies and gentlemen? What's he got left in the tank? Not much left, it looks like, but he managed to avoid giving up there. You can see the damage done to the elbows, really holding the elbows as she stomps him in the back of the head, and she might now look to put things away. Gets the legs locked up and puts him around in the prism lock here, ladies and gentlemen. She's got him locked in. Is he going to tap now, the BFG? Is he going to break her back? Not quite. She didn't manage to snap him in half quite enough, and now looks to put it away with a third submission move here, wrenching the leg high on the BFG, trying to put the groin straight in. I thought he was tapping there on his leg. There he is. He's tapping now, ladies and gentlemen. And what damage has Miss Kasooge done to him there? A good win for the Witch Mother and the Coven. And you can hear what the KEW faithful think of it. The BFG had that one sewn up before the Ploughman distracted the referee. And look at this, showing off to the crowd, saying, I'm the number one acolyte, I'm the favourite of the Witch Mother, we are a deadly duo, we are a deadly team, the four of us cannot be stopped. The Coven with a big win here, ladies and gentlemen, and a decent first match, I think you'll agree, for the HMV Steelbook briefcase match. We'll move on now then to our second match for the evening, which sees, hopefully, the title on the line. I'm not so sure if it has been. It should have been, though, ladies and gentlemen, and whether it is or not, we'll have to wait and see. It'll see King Daddy take on the Assassin, and if the title's not on the line, we'll shift it over manually afterwards. This one, though, should be for the Hardcore Championship. Doesn't sound like it's been announced to be, but here comes King Daddy, of course, made his way into the final with a low blow to his competitors in the fatal four-way hardcore match which sees you qualify for the final immediately. We'll have a little mix-up of that before the next pay-per-view, we think. And rather than being a fatal four-way, we'll perhaps do a qualification-style tournament to see who will take on the hardcore champion. But this then a great opportunity for King Daddy to really step up in the KEW and to take on the Assassin and take that hardcore belt from him. He's been a man who's been in resplendent form with that hardcore belt so far, and it's been hard to dispossess from from having the belt. He looks ready and fired up in the ring. He, of course, had been locked in somewhat of a heated rivalry with the Torpedo coming into this one. Beat the Torpedo with a low blow for the hardcore title match, and there is our hardcore champion with the belt around his waist. The fireworks go off, and he is fired up and ready to go here, ladies and gentlemen. He is a tough man to upend of the hardcore championship. The Assassin is then one of the deadliest athletes in the KEW. You can see the fans not particularly thrilled to have him as their hardcore champion. That man in the front row a little bit excited, maybe some of the others, but not quite the resplendent scenes we saw when the BFG made his way down into the KEW arena only moments ago. And there is the hardcore belt, which is on offer here, ladies and gentlemen. Whether or not the game recognises it is, that is what these two men will be fighting for here. King Daddy, of course, not shy to pulling out the ordnance on the outside when needed, and also has his own deadly low blow that he's used to get him through many a match. And the Assassin will have to be on the lookout and the guard for that today. If he pulls out that low blow again, my goodness me, might remove the chance of the Assassin having any future children. And King Daddy looks like he's on a mission to be the only man to have children in the KEW. Here we go then, this one's underway, and immediately the Assassin looked like he was trying to run to the outside. The King Daddy caught him though, and he gets an elbow shot in, carries the Assassin now on the shoulder and chokes him on the top rope, and down he goes for the cover immediately to pinch the title. Just a one count there, ladies and gentlemen. Gets hold of the Assassin, puts him onto the ropes, and King Daddy, of course, has a deadly array of dangerous moves. He is a man who likes to mix it up in the KEW. These swifter punches that he has, and then mixing in some submission moves like that, and of course the deadly pile driver and the low blow, which are two of his favourite moves to pull out in the KEW. The Assassin, one of the more high-flying athletes in the KEW, has his own array of dangerous moves, and immediately goes under the ring and pulls the guitar out, ready to play an Irish folk song straight on the head of the King Daddy, and smashes the guitar over him. Now off the ropes he goes and looks to lock in the Assassin's edge early, spinning him round and sends him down to the ground there. Getting hold of the arm now and targeting the elbow of King Daddy, trying to work on his ability maybe to pull off that low blow. He thinks if he can damage the arm muscles, maybe the low blow, if he does get it in, won't be as effective. And well, it looks like now he's just trying to deliver a concussion to King Daddy. Furious shots to the temple. King Daddy whips the legs out low, and the Assassin springs back to his feet, and a big kick to the face. Furious kicks and chops here from the Assassin. Gets hold of King Daddy now and whips him around for a neck breaker there, and King Daddy is in a spot of bother early on here, ladies and gentlemen. The Assassin up to the top rope, might be looking to put things away, gives him the double guns there, and the King Daddy is slow to his feet, and big hurricanrana from the top rope, and then hooks up for the cover. Just a one count there though. King Daddy, just enough left in the tank. The Assassin hopping to the outside now, going to go and look for something else that he can find under the ring. He's pulled out a trash can. Maybe he's going to look to try and insult his opponent with it. Flings it into the ring. Now, you can see there, King Daddy going for the low blow, misses it completely though. The Assassin manages to run out of the way of it, and then launches the trash can in the back. He's taking the mick a little bit, saying to him, your offense is as good as this trash can, and so your defense. Into the corner goes King Daddy, and the trash can skitters around. King Daddy with a kick though to get the Assassin off him. It's the break and the reprieve he needed. Gets hold of him by the back of the neck now, and he's taking an age to take him round the ring. Rams him into the turnbuckle there though, and now gets hold of his man and scoop slams him down onto the mat here. Now climbs onto the second rope, and the Assassin's up. Oh, went for the axe handle smash and missed it. And now the Assassin off the ropes again and goes for the Assassin's edge and spins King Daddy down into the centre of the ring. And King Daddy's in a spot of bother as he crawls towards the ropes for a little breather here, and the Assassin happy to have a little breather himself before he rams him like Stampy the Elephant down to the outside. Oh, King Daddy explodes with some furious punches, though he was up quickly from being sent down to the matting. Maybe that purple matting's a little softer than usual, or perhaps not there, as he's delivered backwards into the floor there, and a big knee to the face from the Assassin. And now we go in for the moonsault there, and the King Daddy got the knees up just about in time, right into the ribs of the Assassin, gets hold of him and whips him back into the ring now. And I wondered if he'd go looking for something, a little help under the ring, but he's slowly made his way back in through the ropes, and the Assassin's had the time to recover. I would have thought it would have been a better choice to pick something out from under the ring to try and give him a little bit of assistance, but perhaps not, given the slow back into the ring and how fast the Assassin was up, as a big hurricane there sends King Daddy down to the ground. He picks up the trash can and throws it into him again. This has been a frantic start to this one, ladies and gentlemen. It's been all the Assassin with the moonsault there, and now we might look to put King Daddy away once and for all. Gets hold of the trash can, launches it into him again. My goodness me, he's got the trash can again on the floor, tried to throw it into him, but King Daddy moved. Oh, the Assassin's edge, and down he goes. Hooks the leg for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, and he somehow gets a shoulder up, does King Daddy. Goodness gracious me, I'm not sure how. I don't think the Assassin knows how either. It looked like he was all over there, ladies and gentlemen. King Daddy pushes him off now, though. Now targets the Assassin immediately, shoves him into the corner and slams him down across the ring. Big punch straight in the face of King Daddy, and look at this. He's now got the crowd motivated enough for this one, stomping the back of the head. The Assassin quick back to his feet, though. I don't think King Daddy was expecting him to be so fast to his feet, and King Daddy now looking for some ordnance under the ring. He's pulled out a ladder here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not so sure that's going to help him, as he sets the ladder up and now goes looking for the Assassin, who's too busy sliding in and out of the ring, and goes for the hit, but the Assassin breaks it up at the last second, and now the Assassin might look to put this one away if he can regain some dominance in the match. King Daddy off the ropes, though. The Assassin furious backflips there. Oh, and then a big drop kick, sending King Daddy down onto his back, which has already sustained significant damage from that trash can, which is now launched into him again and is skittering around as King Daddy trying desperately to crawl for the corner, and he can't quite make it there. As you can see, the Assassin pointing to him and saying to him, stay down, for the love of God, man. Few furious kicks and punches here as the Assassin continues the assault. Hurricanes him down to the ground. Little toe drag over the top of the head. Has hold of the trash can again, and launches it into the guts of King Daddy, and he's now bleeding from the head there. And he's rolled out and had the ladder hit him in the face, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness gracious me. And now over the top rope. The Assassin putting it on the line there, right on top of that ladder, taking out King Daddy on the outside. He might look to put him away now. If he can get him on top of that ladder on the outside, lifts him up, and swings over the top of him and slams him headfirst onto the outside, onto the hard concrete matting out there. Now looking again to target the arm and go after that low blow tactic that King Daddy of course has. It is a secret weapon in his arsenal that he can pull out of anywhere and might be enough to win any match. The Assassin trying to target the knee now of King Daddy, going after that. I'm not so sure he needs to inflict any more damage. Surely enough has been done here to put King Daddy away. Big furious shot there from King Daddy to the gut, so maybe I spoke too soon. Whips the Assassin back into the ring. Slow climbing his way back into the ring. Allows the Assassin time to get up an Assassin's edge, and that should be enough to put King Daddy away surely now. 1, 2, 3, and there it is. The Assassin retains his hardcore championship. King Daddy didn't have what it takes in the end to put up a significant fight. He was a little slow under the blocks, and the Assassin, he didn't have to do too much to get the victory there. So we get a nice close-up shot of the trash can. The Assassin retains his belt, and as we've said all along, he'll be hard to wrench the belt off of in the KEW. We have to open up the hardcore rankings to try and get somebody else in there to dethrone that man. We'll move now to our next match for the evening then. As we mentioned, James the Cat taking on Miss Tarantula here, another member of the Coven, of course, and as you would have seen earlier, the Coven taking out the BFG, and James the Cat will be looking for a measure of revenge for the Tubby Moggies, I'm sure here. I'm not so sure what he would have made of the BFG and the heavy damage that he sustained at the hands of the Witch Mother. All those submission moves, they might have done significant damage to the BFG. We saw him in the back room in between matches And he had a brief conversation with some of our media team. He said he's not feeling too great. There's some strains, some things were pulled in places they shouldn't have been. He's a big man, of course, and he's not really that flexible, if you like. We'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen, if there's a potential soft tissue issue that's gone on with the BFG. You'll have to wonder as well, if that news gets to James the Cat, whether he will see it impact his performance here against Miss Tarantula in this one as well. You'd also have to wonder what it means for the Tubby Moggies. If the BFG has sustained some sort of soft tissue issue, it might put the tag team on a hiatus for a little bit. It might mean that they both have to, or James the Cat will have to focus on his individual performances here in the KEW. There he is, ready to go then, out of the cat suit, and ready to take on the first loser of the hardcore title match, Miss Tarantula. She is a dangerous athlete, those woodblock shoes, and of course her own array of deadly moves. And she has been a member of the Coven that's not performed too well in singles matches, has been a little bit on the fringes of the Coven in recent weeks, but we know if she can get a win over James the Cat here, it will do her all the good to move her up in the Coven's eyes. As much the Ploughman is of course the favourite of Miss Kasuj, and she sees that as a main person to push forward within the group. And you have to wonder, having seen Miss Tarantula bomb out of the hardcore division, if they're ready to potentially send somebody else into the hardcore division. We'll have to wait and see. They do of course normally put someone in the fatal four ways, but in a tournament format, in one-on-one singles matches, will that be better for them, and will it suit the Coven better, especially if they can get some members on the outside to cause a bit of a distraction? They might be able to push their way up the rankings and get themselves into a KEW hardcore title match in the future with any member of theirs. And immediately James the Cat went for the shot to Miss Tarantula's face, but she blocks it and drops him on the ropes. Early doors choking the life out of him, and now attacking the knee of James the Cat, hooking the leg over and getting the submission in. Early doors is like a figure four she's got locked in there. Stomping on the arm now with those woodblock shoes that I mentioned earlier, now wrenching the arms, and here we go, this deadly move here as she wrenches the arm back and looks to snap it almost off. You can see James the Cat already holding the arm, holding the knees. She's looking to really work her opponent early doors here, and she knows that it could be a big win for her career if she's able to topple James the Cat. And James the Cat of course may have his own ambitions of pushing for the hardcore championship in the future. Maybe getting up to face the Assassin. He of course famously tried to take on the Assassin to get a match with the Big Bird himself. Lost that one only a few months ago, but he'll have to really push himself to the forefront of the Big Bird yet again to get the opportunity to face off against his old mucker, the Assassin, in a hardcore championship match. Now lifts Miss Tarantula high and drops her spine first on the apron there. Goes for the shot as well, but she's quickly back to her feet. Rams him into the table there. Not into the table, sorry. Into the steel steps. Now quickly back into the ring as Miss Tarantula follows him into the ring as well. Up to a 4 count there, and a big shot from Miss Tarantula with the woodblock shoes straight to the face of James the Cat. Now she moves her way around him. Big DDT there from James the Cat, looking to swing momentum in this match. Gets hold of Miss Tarantula. Oh, but look at the moves from Miss Tarantula there, flipping over the back of James the Cat. He gives her the kick to the guts and now gets hold of her and snap suplexes her down to the ground, and she's in a spot of bother now. And James the Cat, big right-hander there, gets hold of Miss Tarantula from behind, lifts her up, swings around and slams her head first into the floor, looking to do the damage to the noggin. Off the ropes he goes, and then big splash there, sending himself down onto the matting on top of her. And now James the Cat looks to try and restore some order in this match and get himself into a commanding position, targeting the hand, that socked hand of Miss Tarantula. Of course, we don't know quite what is under there. It might even be a spider's claw that she has under that sock, and she of course uses it a la Mick Foley, or the mandible claw, or mankind if you like, wrenching out of the way of James the Cat's submission. Now though, gets hold of him. It is a deadly submission that has made people tap out before. People don't like having a mysterious sock in their mouths. Furious chops to the chest and a big uppercut there, sending James the Cat slumping down in the bottom corner. She gets hold of the legs and pulls him out for the cover. The referee slow out for it. Just a 1 count there, and James the Cat rolls his way out of it. Now crawling for the corner, and Miss Tarantula, look at this, slapping her head. A little bit of a mental breakdown. Oh, with a big kick to the face. So the running step up Insigiri there, right to the face with the wood block shoes. Oh, she went for the kick to the guts. James the Cat blocks it. Big punch to the face there. Big right hander. James the Cat with his own kick now. Hooks her up, gets her up. Oh, I thought he might just go for a package, a power bomb or something there, but she manages to fight her way out of it and gets a big clothesline in of her own, sending James the Cat back down to the mat. Now rolls him over and gives him the wood block shoe right to the spine. That's a nasty one, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you from experience, if you've never had anything smash you in the spine, the wood block shoes is the least of things you want. She went for the big stomp for the top ropes as well with those wooden shoes and misses it, but James the Cat rolls out of the way and then gets some, drops her on top of the ropes there. And now James the Cat looks to take his way back into this match. Big axe handle to the back of Miss Tarantula, and now taking the time to show off to the KEW faithful. Miss Tarantula on the outside, he runs and dives over the top rope, and butt smashes her square in the face with a running senton there over the top rope. She got both cheeks firmly in the mush there. Snap suplex on the outside, looking to do the damage to the spine. He's not necessarily an athlete you think of as being as one of the more hardcore ones in the KW, but he can mix it up, James the Cat, as he sends Miss Tarantula now into the ring post there, and she bounces off of it with a 3 count. Big elbow drop to the knee. Maybe he's trying to make sure she can't get up, and now look at this, wrenching the knee again, trying to do the damage to the knees. If he can get it close enough to a count out, he might be able to do enough damage that she's not able to get up in time. Or is he going to look to polish her off in the ring here? Throws her back in the ring now. I thought he might be trying to angle for a count out victory there, James the Cat, and wrap things up. Going for the arm now, just inflicting the damage as he goes. Another big splash he goes for. Mr. Tarantula rolls out the way, and both competitors slow back to their feet. Mr. Tarantula a little faster at a 2. She rolls him over now and has him in the spider's grave there. Oh no, he's managed to get his way out of it. I thought that could have been it for him. A deadly submission move, running DDT there from James the Cat, but Mr. Tarantula swift back to her feet, gets hold of James the Cat, scoops him onto the shoulders and carries him over to the ropes. It looks like she doesn't know where she's going with it. James the Cat slides out the back of it eventually and drops her down, and then screams to the crowd. A little hit in the face there. Whips her into the corner, and James the Cat might look to put this one away now. He's swung the momentum in his direction. Furious elbows in the corner here, doing the damage. Doesn't look like she knows what day of the week it is. Goes for the cover now. 1, 2. Just a 2 count there though. Again, the referee a little slow to count, it looked like to me. And James the Cat, stunner! Stunner out of nowhere! Hooks the leg to put it away. 1, 2, 3, there it is. The Coven won't be happy that James the Cat knocks off Miss Tarantula, but James the Cat will be happy that he got a big win in a big pay-per-view. The first of the season, of course. And there he is, poised on the top rope, James the Cat, with his big victory in this big match here for him. That could prove all the better for him, pushing him up the KW power rankings and potentially getting him that future shot at the Hardcore Championships. We'll move then, as we focus less on that and what happened to the BFG, of course, earlier on, into this one, which has been brewing for a while. It has seen the Safety Men, the tag team champions, and the Misfits at each other's throats for quite some time. And the Misfits, of course, the challengers here, are represented by the 2 men who didn't qualify for the HMV Steelbook briefcase match, the Yeti and the Torpedo. The Torpedo, of course, we've not seen much of in Misfits action. He's been focused more on his own individual career, and the Misfits have got to this point by being represented mainly by Big Dan and the Yeti. And of course, had to make a last-minute pivot after Big Dan managed to successfully beat Atomic Andy in 2 of 3 matches, qualifying himself for the HMV Steelbook briefcase match. And of course, the other member of the Misfits, the Mystery, was able to knock off the Firefighter, and that was enough to put him into the HMV Steelbook briefcase match, which we have coming up for you next. We'll focus now on the tag team titles on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, the 2 tag teams have been in at each other, and the Yeti will have to see how he gets on with the Torpedo. They're not a tag team that they see together very often. And here come then the tag team champions. They are a ferocious pairing, and they will be hard to dethrone of those belts. We've seen, of course, Atomic Andy, every time he's in the ring with the Yeti, goes after him with too much aggression, too fast. Ever since he eliminated him in that Royal Rumble, Andy has had it out for the Yeti. And the Firefighter, well, he is renowned to be one of the slowest starting athletes in the KEW. I think that's why they often elect to start with the big fella in the ring, let the Firefighter get warmed up on the outside a little bit, and then send him in. They are a tag team that has been up and down with their form recently, though, and only time will tell whether they're able to get over the line here with the tag team titles still around their waist. They, of course, lost many a match in the build-up to this, but won in the most recent tag match that they had coming into the pay-per-view. So this will be a real test for them. And the Yeti, of course, has seen his star rise, and he didn't make it into the HMV Steelbook briefcase match because he drew the Yeti, not the Yeti, he drew the Shinigami immediately, first out of the gate. A little unlucky, some would say. The Torpedo, of course, wasn't in consideration for it, as he was gunning for the hardcore title, but wasn't able to get there as he saw his arch rival, the Irish King Daddy, make his way into the hardcore final match. So both men a little disappointed, but will be gunning for tag team silverware here as a recompense for not being able to get hold of anything larger and any bigger stakes in the KEW so far. And there will be the sinewy little man to get things started here, ladies and gentlemen, up against the giant. A real mismatching sizes here. Immediately Andy goes for him and gets hold of him, lifting him high, and massive suplex. He almost threw him across the ring there. Look at this, immediately Andy taking the time to sniff the air in the KEW's arena, taking in the atmosphere potentially of the fans. Furious elbows to get the Torpedo off him. Torpedo goes charging at him, and only to be slammed down to the ground. I did think that they might have been better off putting the Yeti out first, but they elected for the Torpedo here. An interesting choice, considering that they know the safety men almost always start with Atomic Andy in the ring first. Now the Torpedo goes after the Firefighter on the ropes, and perhaps too early there, though, with Atomic Andy able to spin around and drop kick him in the back. I think he thought he sent Andy down for a bit longer than he had there. Lifts him high, and look how high he was there. Goodness gracious me, it's like 3 or 4 times his body height. Dives and gets the tag early into the Yeti, and you can see Andy ready and raring to go, but immediately the Yeti gives him an uppercut and sends him down to the ground. The Torpedo slowly back to his feet, trying to get out of the ring. Furious drops now from the Yeti, sending Andy down to the ground. Goes for the cover. Not even a 1 count. The referee was so slow getting down there, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the Firefighter wanted the tag. He wants to get in the ring with the Yeti, and now the Yeti, look at this, mocking Atomic Andy with a few little kicks to the ribs and a little shove to the head from the foot, telling Andy to get back to his feet. And Andy, shaking his head, massive clothesline, sends the Yeti down. The Yeti really knows how to wind up Atomic Andy, rolls him up, massive powerbomb. It might not have been the best thing to do, and Andy now recovers his senses to get the tag in to the Firefighter as the Yeti rolls to the outside, and the Firefighter climbs out to meet him. You can see Andy's out there ready to join in if necessary. He's turned around and paying attention to what's going on behind him. The Yeti now back in control, it looks like, for a minute, and rams the Firefighter's face into the matting. Now it looks like he's focused on Atomic Andy, climbs back into the ring, up to a 4 count here, switches his attention to Andy, and now big shot to the face, up to a 5 count. Both men back in the ring, but both men heading back out as up goes Andy, and always drops spine first by the Yeti. The Yeti runs away like a coward that he is there, ladies and gentlemen, after dropping Andy spine first on the side of the ring matting, carrying the firefighter around now, and shoves him right into the ring's corner post there. Goodness gracious me, a nasty collision it looked like, and you've got to wonder what damage that'll do to your kidneys on the outside. Furious chop now from the Yeti, big uppercut, but you've got to remember as well, if there is a count out, it benefits the tag team champions. The firefighter back up and into the ring now, and the Yeti looks like he's got the personal issues to deal with Atomic Andy, and you can see the Yeti there screaming as he throws the firefighter onto the edge of the ropes. He really wants these tag team titles, but you've got to wonder if he's a tag team partner of the Torpedoes going to have much of a say in it, particularly he's of course got battered early doors and hasn't been back in the ring since, and now it's going to be how much damage can the Yeti do before either the firefighter or Atomic Andy get themselves back into this one, and how much damage can they inflict on the Yeti in due course. Now the firefighter scoops the Yeti up here, the power on display, the core strength from the firefighter as he lifts him up off the matting and power bombs him down, and now tags in the big fella, and this could spell danger for the Yeti. Looked like he was trying to scream to the KEW fans and interrupted there. Scoops him onto the shoulder and gives him the atomic driver, hooks the leg for the cover. The Torpedo's in and breaks it up before it's even a 1 count, and then backs away like the little coward that he is, back out to the ring, and Andy now laughing at the cowardice potentially of the Torpedo. Big clothesline from Andy sends the Yeti back down to the floor, and look at this, Andy screaming in the corner, and the Yeti gets the tag in to the Torpedo. I'm not so sure that was the wisest of moves, but he now scoops the Torpedo up. The Torpedo though with a few swift elbows, he is a wily wrestler. And he is, of course, he's got plenty of muscle, although he might not be the biggest. He is a very well-toned athlete. Furious chop there from him, hooks the leg over the ropes here, and we're back to where we started in this tag team match, ladies and gentlemen, with the Torpedo and Andy. Off the ropes goes the Torpedo with a crossbody there. Nice move from him to try and swing the momentum back in his favour, but the Andy rolls out of the ring for a little breather. The Torpedo happy to let him in and out of the ring. Murray continues to try and get his assault. Now again Andy catches him out running at him and slams him down with a scoop slam there, and then picks him up by the head off the mat and tosses him across the ring as if he is a small rag doll there. Walks over and now gets the tag in to the firefighter. A smart move potentially. The firefighter in and now furious right fist from him. Lifts him up, spins him around and slams down the Torpedo on the back. Drops the elbow right in the face. It's a more of a classic showing from the firefighter. We've not seen a lot from him in recent weeks. Now drops the elbow right onto the sternum. Now going for the spine with those steel toe cap boots. He really shouldn't be allowed in the ring with them. Big right hook there. Sends the Torpedo down to the ground. And you might look to put things away from the top rope here. Diving splash there. Big crossbody off the top rope. Cooks the leg for the cover. 1, 2... Oh, the Yeti's in to break it up at the last minute. I think also he got the kick out in, did the Torpedo, and you can see the firefighter wasn't expecting that kind of resilience from the Torpedo, and now whips the firefighter onto the ropes, so the firefighter blocks the shot there and tries to get hold and climbs back in the ring, and the Torpedo off the ropes, crossbody, caught the firefighter snoozing for a second there, pins the arm down now, big knee drive right into the arm of the firefighter there. Wiping his face into the KEW mat, and another big elbow right onto the back of the firefighter, trying to inflict the damage now, but the firefighter looks to swing momentum as he gets a big hip toss in. There's the Torpedo and gets the momentum back in his way, choking him on the floor. Almost relentless choking from the Torpedo there as he lifts him up and gives him the Torpedo driver. He's down and out, and I don't know why he's not gone from the tag there. He's going over to tag the Yeti, and it looks like the firefighter doesn't know what day of the week it is. He's laying forlorn on the mat, tags in the Yeti. Maybe he feels like a Yeti driver will be enough to put it away and seal the tag team titles. Up he goes. Down he comes for the Yeti driver, and Andy is in immediately. He knew what was going on. He knew he was alert to that one. Climbs back out of the ring now, but the firefighter is in a desperate state and has to get the tag in sooner or later. You've got to feel Atomic Andy. Oh, look at this. The submission hold locked in, wrenching the firefighter backwards. Look how far he's got him bent. You can see the cap under the arm there. Doesn't give up and uses the power to battle back out of it at the last minute. Now springboards the Yeti in the corner towards Atomic Andy. I thought it might have been an opportunity to get the tag in right in front of his tag team partner there. He desperately needs to get him back in the ring unless he can rally and perform some sort of miracle here. The firefighter, I fear that the tag team titles are going to slip away from the safety men, and I've said for many a week that the safety men have not looked themselves in the KEW in recent weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the sweat glistening off of the firefighter. A big kick there to the back of the Yeti, and a big punch as well. Slow back to his feet, rolls him up now, and a massive powerbomb sends the Yeti down to the ground. Now he gets the tag in to his tag team partner. Well, I'm not so sure why it took him so long, and there's a furious chop from the Yeti, sending Atomic Andy down to the ground as he tags in the Torpedo. The Torpedo might look to put things away, but only gets a massive clothesline from Atomic Andy. And Andy now surely will look to explode with some explosive offense in this match, which is just what's needed from him. Drags the Torpedo across the ring and gets him in the dangerous position right in the corner. The big fella hooks up to the top rope and jumps down and tags back in the firefighter. I'm not so sure that was smart. The firefighter looks like he could have used a longer rest, but hooks him up. I thought he was going for a fireman's carry, but he gets out the back of it. Does the Torpedo. He's a sneaky wrestler like that. Ladies and gentlemen, he is one you've got to watch out for. Stomping on the face now. And now he's going to tag back in the Yeti. Furious tags going on here, ladies and gentlemen. And can the firefighter get back to his feet in time to see the Yeti coming? He does. Gets a crossbody and out of nowhere. Brilliant move from the firefighter, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to hand it to him. It looked like he was done and dusted for her in the corner. Then out of nowhere, the extra energy that I always say about the firefighter, the stamina that he has, ladies and gentlemen, second to none in the KEW. It really is. Launches back to his feet. Massive crossbody. Swings the momentum back towards his tag team in this match. Gets hold of the Yeti from behind, lifts him, and big neck breaker there. Now if he tags in Atomic Andy, the Yeti's in a dangerous position in the middle of the ring, and Andy can look to really inflict some punishment. Misses the initial shot to the face, but barges him down to the ground, and then goes for the cover here, ladies and gentlemen. The Torpedo knew not to get involved in that one. Just up to a 1 count. He turns around and the Torpedo gives him a cheeky punch to the face. Now Andy is going to give him one for his own medicine. Climbs to the outside of the ropes here. Lifts the Torpedo high and drops him spine first onto the edge of the ring here, ladies and gentlemen. Now climbing back into the ring as the Yeti takes a little breather in the corner and says, come on then when you're ready. Charges over and gets drop kicked down to the floor. Does Atomic Andy for his troubles. He took a little too long over that one, did Andy. If only he may have been able to get back in the ring a little faster, he might have caught the Yeti sleeping. A big stomp there from the Yeti onto the face of Andy and onto the back of the head again as well, as Andy now looks to try and roll out of the ring, but the Yeti blocks off his exit from the ring, gets hold of him, whips him into the ropes. The Torpedo back up. Big scoop slam there from the Yeti to lift him onto his side. Andy quick back to his feet though, using some of that legendary power to get him up. Big boot there. Almost kicked the head off of the Yeti. Tags in the firefighter now, and can the firefighter look to put it away here? Big crossbody again, catches the Yeti shy as the Yeti went charging towards him, and again he sucker punched him in with it. Big shot to the arm, and now all of a sudden the tag team champions have clicked into gear. Big punch there from the firefighter, but turns his back on the Yeti. Just as I said, he kicked into gear, and a massive clothesline from the Yeti sends the firefighter down, rattling his head off the canvas there. Andy in to break it up swiftly. He didn't have the confidence. The firefighter had enough left in the tank to get out of that. Yeti gets hold of Andy now, tries to whip him into the ropes, but gets caught on the firefighter on the floor. Big clothesline sends Andy spinning around, but the distraction has been caused now. Enough for the firefighter to potentially get back into this one. Powerbomb to the Yeti. Now if he can take out the Torpedo and deliver a fireman's carry, maybe this will be enough to put it away. Drags the Yeti into the centre of the ring. It depends whether he's got the nous to go to try and take out the Torpedo. Grabs him by the waist. The power on display from the firefighter as he slams him down. Both tag teams here putting everything on the line, really battling for it. You've got to say it's almost a 2-on-1 really, with how much the Yeti's been in the ring here. Massive powerbomb again. Climbs to the top turnbuckle now, looking to potentially put it away. Diving fist from the top rope there. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. And the Torpedo's in to break it up, but that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Torpedo's used his ability to get in the ring now. The next pinfall, if the firefighter can get one locked in, or submission like this, might be enough to put it away. Has the leg lock locked in? Will the Yeti tap? You can see he's desperately reaching for the ropes, but can't get there. Is he going to give up? No, he manages to get let out of it in the end by the firefighter. He says, you know what, I realise you're not going to tap here. All right, then I'll just continue inflicting punishment. And is he going to look to try and put him away here, ladies and gentlemen? Pushes pushes him off. Does the Yeti? Maybe a last gasp, bit of offense coming here. Furious shot there, gets hold of him and drags him headfirst down to the ground, and now gets the tag in smartly to the Torpedo. Just what was needed here, but the Torpedo doesn't have a lot left in the tank either. Slams him down. Looked like he gave him his own style of the Torpedo driver as the Yeti gets a little punch into the back of the head of the firefighter. A dirty little hit there from the Torpedo, and another one there, slamming him down to the ground, saying to him, you know what, you enjoy it so much, you have a couple of them yourself. Gives the tag in to Atomic Andy now, and Andy charges across, but gets brought down by the Torpedo. Maybe he caught him, slipped on a bit of the ring, maybe some sweat from his tag team partner, caught him shy, goes back on the offense now, big powerbomb there, sending the Torpedo down. He always powerbombed him through the ring with the size difference there, and now Andy scoops the Torpedo up, and this might be enough to put this one away, ladies and gentlemen. The Atomic driver, and immediately the Yeti's into the ring. We're up to a 1. It's taken out the referee as he goes to break up the pinfall, and now Andy, furious with that, tags in the firefighter, but this might be enough to put it away if the referee gets up in good time here, ladies and gentlemen. The firefighter, if he can get... I thought he might be able to go for the fireman's carry, but the Torpedo pushes him off, and it does look like the safety men here are the ones in the ascendancy. The Torpedo now taking his time, maybe taking a little breather. He's a dangerous athlete, though. Don't ride off the Misfits just yet. They are only one dangerous combo of moves away from putting this one away. A big right-hander from the firefighter, though, but the Torpedo with an elbow to battle back out of it. Whips his man into the corner. If he can tag the Yeti in, they might be able to do this yet, ladies and gentlemen. Going for the knee, taking it out there. As you can see, the firefighter hobbling around. Big clothesline from the Torpedo, gets the tag in to the Yeti, and now the firefighter backs up to give him room. Ducks under that there. Good little move there, but no, only momentarily. And the Yeti scoops him up onto the shoulders. Yeti driver, hooks the leg. 1. But Andy's in to break it up at the 1 count. Neither tag team giving any ground here in this one. Andy climbs back out of the ring and makes his way into the tagging position, but again, he's used up his ability to get in the ring, and you've got to wonder now, is the next next pinfall coming anytime soon for the Misfits to regain the tag team titles? Big right hander there from the Torpedo, big elbow from the firefighter. Is this the firefighter's last charge? Into the ropes he goes, lifts him high, back body drop there. Could this be everything that the firefighter needs? One last heroic charge from him, manages to stumble his way over and get Andy in back into the ring here, and the Torpedo could be his for the taking here, ladies and gentlemen. Gets hold of him now, drags him away from the corner where his tag team partner is. A smart move from Andy, staring at the Yeti all the time he's doing it. Gets the Torpedo back to his feet, gets hold of him here, and he's got the submission hold locked in, and the Yeti's in to try and break it up, and does immediately break that one up there. But that's used up the Yeti's ability to get in the ring, and now we're up to the next pinfall on for the safety men. That could win it if the Atomic Andy can get a foothold. He flipped over though by the Torpedo, who now goes for the cover on Atomic Andy. The firefighter into the ring, and now are down to it, ladies and gentlemen. If either of these men stay in the ring and get the pin or submission, this will be enough to win it here. But the Torpedo takes the smart tag there, getting the Yeti back in the ring. That keeps their use of getting in the ring fresh, as Andy doesn't like he knows what day of the week it is. It looks like he's bleeding as well on the outside. You can see the KEW fans thrilled with what's going on here in this one. The Yeti taking the time to get a breather in the ring as Atomic Andy gets back in the ring at a 4 count, beats the count quite comfortably for the referee. Now whips the Yeti into the corner, and looked like he went for a big shot there. The firefighter misses it, and the Yeti explodes out and gets the tag, and here comes the firefighter. Now went for the crossbody, but both of them missing completely as Andy was still in the way, and the firefighter goes for a big right hander, but Andy's still blocking off the route in between both men. The firefighter eventually manages to get hold of him. Big shoulder charge, sends his man down to the ring, goes for the cover now. The referee distracted by Andy. 1, 2. And the Yeti gets a shoulder up at the last minute there. The Torpedo looked like didn't know what was going on either. Maybe he's sustained a lot of damage in this one too. Big right handers from the Yeti, battling his way back into this one. Double chop there, it looked like, whipping the firefighter into the corner. Gets the tag in to the Torpedo, and is this going to be enough to put it away, ladies and gentlemen? A double team axe handle on the arm, and could this be it, ladies and gentlemen? If the Torpedo gets another Torpedo driver in, spins him around, knee shot right to the guts of the firefighter, sending him down onto the canvas near the middle of the ring, ladies and gentlemen. pulling the arm out now, stomping on the shoulder muscles, and now it looks like he's poised to give him the old torpedo driver. And he wants to tag though. Oh, gets the tag in at the last minute, diving for the tag as the torpedo switched off for a second. Andy hooks him on the shoulder, and now atomic driver goes for the cover. Oh, the Yeti's in again though, breaks the cover up. It's carnage in the ring now. Both of the tag partners in the ring. Andy goes for the Yeti, tucks him in between the legs, rolls him up, carrying him around now on the shoulders. And look at this, not outside the ring, Andy. Oh, power bombs him out of the ring. The torpedo turns around, gets a furious shot in. Oh, but then gets a knee in to break up Atomic Andy's momentum, and an elbow. I thought this might be it for Atomic Andy. I thought he might have done enough to put it away, but the power bomb sending the Yeti to the outside. But the torpedo's the one in the ascendancy now. Can he cover for long enough to his tag partner to get back into the match here? Whips Andy over now. Off the ropes goes the torpedo, and a big running kick there, sending Andy sprawling away. And now the torpedo might look to use his strength and power. Has he got enough in there to give Andy a torpedo driver? No, doesn't. Oh, the flip over there with a stunning DDT there. Goes for the cover, but the firefighter races across, and he's just covered long enough the torpedo to allow the Yeti to get back up onto the apron here. But my goodness gracious me. Oh, there you go. The torpedo's taking out the firefighter, and this could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Andy, what's he got left in the tank? Has he got anything left? The torpedo scoops him up to his feet, gets hold of him. Andy though battling back with a few furious elbows there. And can Andy now swing the momentum in a short space of time and put the torpedo away? Off the ropes, high, no, down onto his guts there, slamming down, and the torpedo rolling out of the ring to break Andy's momentum as he climbs to the top rope here, and then jumps back down and thinks better of it, sees the Yeti in the corner and goes immediately after him. Big right hander there, gets hold of him, a big punch as well. We're onto a 2 count here. You can see the firefighter going back, so it looks like he's going after the torpedo as Andy takes out the Yeti on the outside, and the firefighter goes back up to the apron. Oh, but Andy's seen coming by the torpedo, has him in the figure 4 on the outside, but that's not going to do any help out there. He can tap as much as he wants on the outside, it will make absolutely zero difference. It looks like Andy in fact has rolled him over on the outside and reversed the figure 4, climbs out of it. We're up to a 5 count now, and of course the count out favours the tag team champions. Big drop kick there from Atomic Andy. Will he look to get back in the ring here? Up to a 7 count now, has hold of the torpedo, launches him back in the ring, and then climbs up to the top rope himself. You can see the Yeti has used, of course, his ability to get in the ring. Oh, big drop kick there from Atomic Andy. Goes for the cover. Is this enough to put away the torpedo? Has he got enough left in the tank to kick out? 3, and there it is, and ends an absolute epic, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute astonishing match. I'm not quite sure how long that one was, but goodness gracious me, they knew they were in a war there. The tag team champions, they really did. They had to fight every inch of that, and they are holding on to the tag team titles. There they are, the Big Bird tag team titles behind them. Goodness gracious me, if the last match on the card can live up to this, then we have something very special coming up shortly for you, ladies and gentlemen. My TV's also elected to change the channel there for a brief minute. It's okay, we only missed some rhythmic dancing from our tag team champions. Swift little shimmy of the knees, and the two of them there. An absolute cracking tag team title contest. I think you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen. I thought the Yeti had it sewn up at many a point there, but goodness me, the safety man battled back and managed to pull that one out right at the last minute. This then will be a 6-man ladder match for the HMV Steelbook briefcase, which hangs high above the ring. You can see there. Of course, last year's recipient of that briefcase was the Ploughman. He used it to a not so great effect in the end, where he tried to cash it in against this man, the first man who qualified for this. And of course, we've not seen tons of him since, so you have to wonder, does he have a little bit of ring rust coming into this one? The Shinigami up to his feet, and like I said, the Ploughman tried to cash in the briefcase against him last year after he defeated the Cyclops for it when they were still part of the Teachers Union then, and that kind of saw the end of the Teachers Union as it was. The darkness came in as the Demon Incarnate took the KEW title and then fended off the Ploughman in swift succession, one after the other. It was an impressive sight to see, and since then the big fella has been looking for a return to the top of the KEW's power rankings to be the #1 contender. You'll remember, of course, he lost the #1 contenders match only a few weeks ago, where he faced off against the Yeti and Big Bird. Big Bird took the victory in that one. The Shinigami, like I said, qualified first for this event, manages to knock off the Yeti in pretty impressive fashion. It was, of course, a decent match between the two of them. And we then have our CEO, the company's main man, if you like.
London, England, weighing in at 244 pounds.
He is the #1 contender. And he could have, of course, taking the opportunity to bow out of this match, saying, I'm the #1 contender, it doesn't matter, I'm going to get the title shot. But he wanted the opportunity to go for the briefcase and be the #1 contender. He knows he puts himself in a really strong position then to have a title shot whenever he likes. He, of course, won his qualifying match against James Scap, I believe, in pretty succinct fashion. It was a match where James Scap didn't really look up to the cut of the mustard. You'd have to say Big Bird looked dominant and has looked good ever since. Of course, winning the #1 contenders match, as I mentioned, only a few weeks ago now, has left him positioned at the top of the KEW's power rankings and knocking on the door of Benji's locker room, saying to him, sign the contract any day, lad. We'll have that title match whenever you're ready. Of course, the KEW title couldn't be on offer here, as Big Bird is competing in this ladder match. He is obviously the #1 contender, which meant that our champion is not here today. Perhaps he's tuning in at home whilst getting some much deserved rest. And here then, one of the surprise packages to qualify for the HMV Steelbook briefcase match. It is the Turkish Mountain. Big Dan makes his way down the ramp and towards the ring. And you can see he towers over the KEW fans and towers over most of the competition. He probably hasn't got that far to reach up the ladder to get the briefcase. He might even be able to just jump and reach it from the top rope, to be honest with you. Such is the height of this man. He, of course, won in a 2 of 3 qualifying match and a few lost episodes against Atomic Andy, knocking him out and taking his spot here in the ladder match as it is. Squatted and ready to go with the matted fur on his chest. And then up next we have his fellow tag team partner, another member of the Misfits, who again, in somewhat of a shock, knocked off the Firefighter in a 2 of 3 match. Beat the Firefighter the first time in a shock result, which was in a lost episode, and then managed to lose to the Firefighter, sending it to a third and penultimate match, or final match, sorry, where he was able to defeat the Firefighter and put himself into this one. There's a real opportunity for a wrestler that's been on the rise in the KEW. If you can snag the briefcase, this could be the opportunity for you to really push yourself up the KEW's rankings and to give yourself a title shot that you might not necessarily have got otherwise. It's all about timing when you get the title shot. I thought the Plowman did it excellently last year. He was just very unlucky. Had it have been the Spyclops that had been able to knock off the Shinigami once more for the title, and then the Plowman cashed in, I think he probably would have taken the title off of him. As it was, he was a little unlucky. He managed to go up against the Demon, who is waiting in the background there, as the Mystery is ready and raring to go for this one. And then we have the man who has been trolling, of course, our KEW champion for weeks online, claiming that chair he has in his hands there, he's going to end his career with it. He is now readorned and renamed himself the Skeleton King, as you can see, threatens the KEW fans and then says, come on, get behind me. Throwing the chair into the ring. He's an angry little man. We've seen, of course, him and Benji be at each other's throats for weeks now in the KEW. The CEO refusing to give that man a shot at the title. He's more than happy just to let him pummel the life out of the KEW champion and maybe soften him up so that he gets the title shot when he wants it. We did, of course, have a bit of a set to before the next main pay-per-view between both the Skeleton King, Benji, and the next man into the ring. We briefly mentioned that, of course, Mark managed to knock off the Ploughman to get to this match. It was a hard-fought one. And saw Benji assault him in the ring after the match. Although the lights went out in the KEW arena, so we'll never officially know what happened there. And then here comes our last man into the ring, qualifying against the BFG, the Tange man. He's been in a comeback form as of recent. He's never won one of these multi-man events though, but since shedding a few pounds in the off-season, he's looked in resplendent form. Was on a winning streak until he came up against the Yeti, and then of course had a few matches called off where he was meant to face Mark and Benji in successive matches, but both men interrupted and ended the matches early. Of course, you'll remember Mark stormed down to the ring after the last match and assaulted both Tange and Benji, and we'll have to see here if the Tange targets Mark immediately out of the gates. He's not a man who lets go of things particularly swiftly. So we'll have to see if he's forgiven Mark for that one, or if he's going to target him immediately out of the gates. This then may prove to be as frantic and fast as any match in the KEW. You can see the Turkish Mountain pointing immediately to the Tange, says to him, I'm ready to go, hurry up, get your pyrotechnics out of the way, and immediately kick things off, and Mark sent flying out of the ring by the CEO, as is the Tange by the Mystery, and the Shinigami sent over the top ropes by the big man, the Turkish Mountain, who's the first man to go for the ladder, as all six men are on the outside immediately here. The Turkish Mountain sliding the ladder back into the ring. Mark's witnessing the danger, going after him, but his butt slammed up, and as Tange drops the CEO face first onto the edge of the apron. The Shinigami, the freshest of the men so far, as Mark's up on the shoulders of the big fella, but sent down to the ground, and the Mystery now going after the Shinigami. Not so sure that was a wise move, and Tange, the only man in the ring here. Nobody's seen him with the ladder. It looks like they're all too busy on the outside, and Tange taking advantage here, climbing the ladder early doors, and nobody has seen him climbing the ladder and going for the belt here, ladies and gentlemen. And on the outside, we've got numerous bits of taunting going on. All the men are too busy fighting one another. It looks like nobody is stopping Tange. Well, this is going to be over very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, unless anybody does anything to stop Tange in the ring. He's going to take the briefcase. What a non-event this could be, ladies and gentlemen, and there it is. It's done already. Well, we had one absolute classic match, and what a terrible match to end on, ladies and gentlemen. Tange in the ring, takes the briefcase. People will be calling this a fix. Mark especially, he likes to call things a fix every now and then again. I did say he's been on a rise in the KEW. He's had some hot form, and he has now the KEW HMV Steelbook briefcase match, and what a terrible match to end on. We can only but apologise to the fans at home who paid good money to watch this, ladies and gentlemen. We're sorry, and we'll see when Tange cashes the briefcase in. I think that'll perhaps be the most interesting thing about that. And at least we've got a very, very good tag team title match. Let's hold on to that one and not think too long about the result of this one here that was all over way too quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the HMV Steelbook briefcase, and we'll see you next time for more thrilling KEW action. Thank you and goodbye.